So, hey, let's talk about it. Out of nowhere, who is it for you that nobody knows about, and you're trying to enlighten us on? Who you got, man?
So for me, I stayed in the Big Ten. I went to the running back for Hudson Card in Purdue, Devin Mockabee.
Ooh,
He
okay.
uh, he had a solid year last year. Ran for just under 1,000 yards, if I'm not mistaken. Uh, as a true freshman, as a sophomore, he sat his freshman year. 968 yards on 195 carries, averaged exactly 5 yards per carry, 9 touchdowns, almost 300 yards receiving, so almost 10 yards of reception. With Hudson Card in the backfield as the quarterback, this is going to keep that passing game open, so they're not going to be able to fill the box on this guy.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to get running lanes. Purdue's got a solid offensive line. It's good, not great. But they're going to open some gaps, and this guy's going to be able to take off and just fly. I think he's going to have a big year. I think he's going to pass probably well over that 1,000-yard mark, probably in the 12, 13, 1,400-yard area.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait to see what this guy does. Just not if they play us.
Right. Against everybody else, not on us. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
Completely understand that, man. Yeah, my out of nowhere pick. I know I've talked to you guys about him a lot in the college group. My guy, Carson Steele. And
Yes.
first and foremost, let's just start with that name, Carson Steele. I feel like John Facenda should be, talking about him in some NFL films. Running back from the old days, Carson Steele. Rush through the line. Hey, he's somebody that nobody really knows about. I didn't know about him until I started kind of looking at running backs this year.
Mm-hmm.
Came from Ball State last year as a sophomore. Had over 1,500 yards, 14 touchdowns. This guy led the MAC in rushing. He was top 10 rushing in the country. And that's, along the names Keyshawn Judkins, Blake Corum, Bijan Robinson, Tajay Spears, McBride, all those names, and he was in that pack. He's since transferred to UCLA, which, in my opinion, is great for him. This guy is a perfect.
Yeah.
Has size, has speed. So I think it's 6'2", 220, something like that. A bigger, beefy guy has. Just a motor. Just if you watch this guy run, it is hard. They have to have at least 2 or 3 guys to take him down. But he's definitely good out of the backfield as well. He's not going to sit here and break your ankles, but he'll definitely get that one cut and go.
He'll run you over.
Right, and then lower the shoulder. Exactly. So he doesn't really have as much need to do that. But he's a stud, and I love him going to UCLA. Because with them having, obviously, DTR, Dorian Thompson-Robinson has left. He's in the NFL now. Now they have the freshman, I think, Dante Moore. They have him. They recruited him, so he'll most likely get the start. So you have Dante Moore now. And now you have a running back that is a bell cow, somebody that you can hand off to, and he can take a couple 4 or 5 yards and give you a 2nd and 6, a 2nd and 5, and do some things that are more high percentage passes for your offense. So it won't put as much pressure on the quarterback, to have to make a play. We already know what the competition is going to be like in the Pac-12, and I'm very eager to see how the transition happens from the MAC and from Ball State to a perennial power like UCLA, because not only do you have, the big name games, you're going to have the lights on you. You're going to have a lot more attention, and he's got the long hair. Like he looks like a California kid, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm very excited. I mean, I'm so hyped to see what he's coming with this year. I hope him going to UCLA puts him on the map and people start paying attention to this guy. Like I said, he led the MAC in rushing. And look, one thing we know about the MAC is, yes, it's high scoring. A lot of times it's they're throwing it all around, but a lot of times you got some solid running backs that come out of the MAC that people might sleep on. And this guy now being able to transfer so his talent can get seen, watch out for him.
When I love that fit for UCLA, because all the stuff you're talking about with how he plays and everything, not only that, but the literal size, height, weight, like all the measurables, screams Zach Charbonnet.
Yeah.
Same height. It was like a 5-pound difference in weight. But that play style is extremely similar. It took a lot of guys to bring Charbonnet down. I think UCLA is not going to miss a beat. I think this is going to be the exact same running style offensively. We saw what Charbonnet did for that offense.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be pretty much the exact same thing with Carson Steele. And I think Carson Steele made himself a lot of money in next year's draft by going to UCLA this year.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely, man. If he could sit there and compound on what he did last year, and then now with all this attention and everything, he's built for a pro style offense. He's built to be somebody that could be a third down back in the NFL, if not getting there potentially on second and short, goal line type things. You know what I mean? Or spreading him out to get out in the open. So I'm excited. I really want to see him show up this coming year. It makes me think of you ever heard of a guy named Merrill Hodge for the Steelers back in the 90s? Yeah. Somebody like that, not very well known, but if they needed a play, if they needed some short yardage, he was the guy to call on. So Carson Steele. Pay attention, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see what he does.
I like that pick a lot.
Yeah, buddy.